Good morning, my dear students. In this session, we are discussing IPM, its components, and cultural methods in details. Before going into the discussion, let's see few terminologies which are related with this topic. What is entomology? Entomology, it is a Greek word. Scientific study of the insect is the entomology. Then what is insect? See here image. Any organism in which body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen possesses two pairs of wings and three pairs of legs. Such organism is known as insect. Then what is pest? Any organism which is noxious, destructive or troublesome to the man or his interest is the pest. Pest may include insects, rats, mites, weeds, etc. Then what is IPM? Integrated Pest Management. In simple term, IPM is the integration of the different techniques for the management of the pest is known as IPM. Integration of different techniques mean we are integrating here cultural methods, mechanical method, physical method, biological method, legislative method and chemical control for the management of the pest. That is, integration of the different techniques for the management of the pest is the integrated pest management. But as for the FAO, IPM, it is a pest management system that in the context of associated environment and population dynamic of the pest species mean this system understands the surrounding environment and consider the population number of the pest species, then only go for management, then only utilizes all the suitable techniques and methods in as compatible a manner as possible and reduce and maintain population at levels below those causing economic injury. IPM, it is a pest management system that in the context of associated environment and population dynamic of the pest species utilizes all the suitable techniques and methods in as a compatible manner as possible and reduce and maintain pest populations at levels below those causing economic injury. Then what is pest control and pest control methods? Any factor that is capable of making life difficult for an insect. Any factor that is capable of making life difficult for an insect is the pest control. This factor may repel the insect pest or interfering with their feeding, mating, reproduction or dispersal mechanism. We can divide methods of pest control into two categories, that is natural control and another one is the artificial control. What is natural control? What is artificial control? We will see in the next slide. Natural control. Here, nature will take care of the management of insect pest. There is no intervention of human being here for the management of insect pest. See, for example, geographic barriers, cold temperature, natural enemies that will keep the pest population in check. But in case of artificial control involves the human interference and uses the human-made product or processes for the management of the pest. For example, in case of artificial control, we are using various pesticides, traps, and genetically modified crops for the management of the pest. Next, control methods based on timing of action. Based on timing of action, control methods are of two types. That is preventive or prophylactic measure. Second one is the curative or remedial measure. In preventive or prophylactic measure, actions are taken before the arrival of insect pest. That is, action taken to prevent pest population before they occur. But in case of curative or remedial measure, here action are taken after pest arrival. That is, action taken to address the existing pest population. See here, under natural control, we can go for crop rotation, seed treatment, sanitation practices, using resistance variety, using various barrier. So all this we are taking before pest arrival. All these measures we are taking before pest arrival. Therefore, these are preventive or prophylactic. But curative or remedial measures include cultural methods, mechanical method, physical method, biological method, chemical method, legal method, and biotechnological method. Here we are taking action to address the existing pest problem. Already we discussed that preventive or prophylactic measure, here actions taken to prevent pest population before they occur. For that we can follow crop rotation, seed treatment, sanitation practices, using resistance varieties and barrier methods. If we are doing this, then there is less chances of pest occurrence. That's why we are calling this measure as preventive or prophylactic measures. Next component of IPM. Here the major component of IPM in increasing order of complexity is given. That is cultural practices less complex, mechanical practices, physical practices, regulatory practices, biological practices, chemical practices, and biotechnological practices. These all are come under curative or remedial measure. These actions are taken to address the existing pest problem. Now we are discussing cultural methods of pest control in detail. What is cultural method of pest control? Simple modification of pest environment or habitat. Here we are just modifying pest environment or habitat. Simple modification of pest environment or habitat for the management of the pest is known as cultural method. Other name or alternative name of cultural method is ecological control method. You know, ecology is the scientific study of relationship between living organism and their surroundings. But in case of cultural method, we are modifying their surrounding, that is surrounding environment. That's why we are calling this method with another name, ecological control method. There are two categories in cultural method, that is one normal methods and second one is the special methods. See here normal methods and special method. Normal methods are general farm practices that naturally reduces pest population. But special method, these are the specific practices aimed to regulate particular pest. So you can better understand with an example. For example, see deep summer flowing can manage a wide range of pests. So this is the normal method. It is not targeting any specific pest here, but in case of specific method, for example, we are growing marigold as the intercrop in the cotton. This marigold attract and manage American bollworm only. So here trap crop is just targeting only a specific pest. That's why it is the special method. So normal methods create unfavorable conditions for wide range of pests, but special method target a specific pest only. For example, proper preparatory cultivation, crop rotation, clean cultivation, mixed cropping, drying of the seeds can control one, few or many pests naturally without focusing on a specific pest. But in case of special method, trap cropping, adjusted sowing and planting time, adjusted sowing and planting time, managed water or fertilizer application, trans mulches, etc. They focus on controlling a specific pest only. This special method requires special planning and implementation techniques. They also require additional resources and effort for the pest management. Special method also requires knowledge of pest biology, behavior, environmental factor for proper execution. But such knowledge, planning, and additional resources are not needed in case of normal methods. Normal methods, these are highly eco-friendly and sustainable. So this special method also eco-friendly but may involve slightly more management. See here a list out of the cultural method, that is normal cultural methods include proper preparatory cultivation, growing suitable varieties, crop rotation, changing system of cultivation, mixed cropping, clean cultivation, periodical drying of seeds and stored products. All these methods create unfavorable condition and manage wide range of pests. That's why these are the normal methods. See the list of special cultural methods: adjusting sowing or planting time, trap crops, managed application of water, managed application of fertilizer, mulching, trash mulching or earthing up, and alleys. All these methods target a specific pest only. That's why these are the special methods. Let's see normal methods in detail. I already told you that normal methods manage wide range of pests without focusing on a specific single pest. So, for example, proper preparatory cultivation, that is deep summer flowing. Deep summer flowing can expose various stages of insect pests to the direct sunlight and natural predators like birds. And this method is most effective in reducing the pest population that lives in the soil. See here, for example, here deep summer flowing in the groundnut field can expose pupa of this red hairy caterpillar and reduce their population in coming days. So this proper preparatory cultivation, that is deep summer flowing, not only manage this red hairy caterpillar, this can also manage various pests which are residing in the soil. Therefore, it is fall under normal method. Next, growing suitable varieties like resistance and tolerant crop varieties. Growing these varieties is a key strategy in managing pest population. Resistant varieties do not allow infestation of the insect pest. They can prevent or reduce pest infestation, leading to higher yields and better overall productivity. Tolerant varieties can allow infestation of the insect pest and can withstand pest attack without significant yield loss. So here some varieties are given. Rice varieties MTU 2067 Chaitanya. This variety is resistant to brown plant hopper. Next, MTU 2077 Krishnaveni variety is resistant to brown plant hopper. IR64 is resistant to brown plant hopper. JGL Jagityal 384 Polasa Prabha is tolerant to BPH and gall midges. JGL Jagityal 1798 Jagityal Sannalu is resistant to gall midges. MTU 1010 Cotton Dora Sannalu is tolerant to BPH. Surekha Pothana Warangal WGL 2245 is resistant to gall midge. Sumati RNR Rajendranagar 18833 is tolerant to gall midge. BPT Bapatla 5204 that is Masuri is susceptible to the BPH and gall midge. Next cotton varieties LK861 LPS 141 are resistant to whiteflies. L603 L604 are tolerant to the jossids. Next normal method is the crop rotation. Crop rotation, it is the most vital practice in integrated pest management. Crop rotation is nothing but in the same field area we are growing one crop in this season and this is altered with another crop in the next season. Doing like this can disrupt the life cycle of insect pest and manage them. See here examples are given. Legumes after wheat. When we are growing legumes after wheat crop help in reducing the pest population of wheat. Why? Because this wheat pest can't survive on the legumes. Like that, they go reduce, their population decreases. Cereals growing after legume crops help in reducing the nematode population. Why? Because many nematode that affect legumes do not survive or do not infest cereals. Cotton followed by pulses. That is cotton when rotated with pulses help in managing whiteflies and bollworms. Why? Because they cannot thrive on pulses well. Cabbage followed by non-cruciferous crop such as tomatoes, beans. When we are growing after cabbage, they help in managing diamondback moth, which is specifically target cruciferous vegetables. Rice and dryland crops. Rotating rice crop with dryland crops like millet, maize, helping managing BPH and gall midges. These maize and millets which are not susceptible to the rice pests. Next, change in the system of cultivation. When we are growing banana as a perennial ratoon crop, then it attract and help in increasing population of the stem weevil. But when we are changing the system of cultivation, that is shifting banana cultivation from perennial ratoon crop to the annual crop by planting seed material. Then it is help in reducing the population of the stem weevil and increases the banana yield. Next, intercropping and mixed cropping. So, intercropping or mixed cropping increases environmental diversity, which cause confuses and deter the pest, thus reducing their impact on the crop. This intercropping or mixed cropping make the area less attractive by mixing host and non-host plant, or in some cases this intercropping or mixed cropping concentrate pest in a smaller area so that we can manage them easily. See here, sorghum is intercropped in the cowpea. This sorghum attracts so many polyphagous pests so that our cowpea crop is get protected from the damage from so many insect pests. See next example, cotton. When cotton is intercropped with pulses, it gets protection from the sucking pests. Next, sunflower. When sunflower is intercropped with pigeon pea, sunflower get protection from the pest like Bihari hairy caterpillar. This is the Bihari hairy caterpillar. Cotton. When cotton is intercropped with alfalfa, it helps in managing lygus bug. This is the lygus bug and this is the alfalfa crop. Clean cultivation through sanitation and removing pest habitat. Clean cultivation through weed removal help in preventing many pests such as weeds like cynodon, panaceum host paddy gall midges. When we are removing these weeds, this help in the managing gall midges. Removing infested plants pots. Removing infested plant pot in case of sugarcane, that is sugarcane shoots, affected brinjal with fruit borer, citrus branches with scale can reduce the further infestation. Plant residue removal, that is cotton debris, fallen apple fruits, can manage pink bollworm and apple maggot. So, clean cultivation through sanitation and removing habitat through weed removal, removal of infested plant parts and plant residues help in the managing so many insect pests. Periodical drying up seeds or stored produce. Periodical drying up seeds or stored produce eliminate moisture and help in reducing stored grain pest and prevent their cross infestation. Let's see the special cultural methods. The special cultural methods targets only specific pests. Let's see the example related with these special cultural methods. Adjusting sowing or planting time. This adjusting of sowing and planting time can disrupt the food supply of the pest and eventually manage them. This technique is also known as phenological asynchrony, that is, mismatching timing of life cycle event between two or more interacting organisms. Here, our interacting organisms are insect pest and host plant. We are mismatching the time of life cycle event in adjusting of sowing and planting time. See, for example, if we are planting sweet corn in the early spring and harvesting them before larval maturity, can protect our sweet corn from the corn earworm, that is Helicoverpa armigera. Similarly, early planted rice can escape the damage from the garbage. This type of protection mechanism is known as pseudo-resistance because here the plant is escaping the pest attack due to environmental factor. There is no any there is no any human intervention. That's why this is the pseudo-resistance. Early planting in Kharif and late planting in the Rabi reduces the infestation of paddy stem borer. Early sowing of the red gram can protect a red gram from the pod fly damage. Delaying Sunham sowing until the onset of southwest monsoon help in managing the Sunham hairy caterpillar. Next, trap crops. Trap crops are the plants that attract pest more strongly than the main crop. This crop drawing the pest away from the main crop are concentrating the pest towards them so that we can remove this crop and easily manage the pest before their cross infestation to the main crop. The trap crops are typically planted along the field borders or intercropped with the main crops. See here, trap crops and main crop list is given. We are growing a mustard as trap crop in the cabbage for managing a diamond back moth, aphids, a leaf webber. African marigold is growing as trap crop in the cotton, chili, tomato main crop to manage Helicoverpa armicera and leaf miner. Castor we are growing as trap crop in the chili, cotton, tomato for managing tobacco caterpillar that is Podoptera lectura. Maize we are growing as trap crop in the vegetable crop to manage fruit fly. Tomato is growing as trap crop in citrus to manage fruit sucking moth. See here it is very important here ratio. In tomato main crop, we are growing marigold as a trap crop. The ratio must be a 1:16 for effective management. That is, one row of marigold for 16 rows of tomato. Similarly, in case of cabbage, in cabbage we are going mustard as a trap crop. Here also we have to maintain ratio of 1:25 for effective management of the diamond back moth. So here ratio is the one row of mustard for every 25 rows of cabbage. So that pest can be managed effectively. Next, managed application of the water. Water management can significantly affect pest survival in some crops. You see, proper irrigation ensures healthy, a vigorous plant, making them more resistant to the insect pest damage. See, this is the mite, a regular rainfall or overhead irrigation through sprinkler method. Manage this two-spotted spider mite that is Tetranychus urticae in the fruit crops. Next, flooding the field can manage paddy, cutworms, swarming caterpillars, and ragi cutworms by floating them off the plant. Due to flooding, they leave the plant. Next, drainage of the paddy field. Help in managing this brown plant hopper and paddy caseworm. Has this pest relying on water for their movement. So we are drying paddy field, therefore they are automatically managed without use of any chemical pesticides. Next, managed application of fertilizer. Fertilizer management can also positively influence crop growth and impact pest population. See, when we are giving excessive nitrogen to our crop, make the crop more succulent, attract so many pests. So here, judicious application of recommended fertilizer doses is must. Here one example is given: stem borer in paddy and sucking pest in cotton and chili. They will aggravate. They will increase enormously when you are applying excessive doses of nitrogens. But some fertilizer like potassium help in making plant more resistant to pest damage. At the same time, a root weevil attack can be reduced in many crops by applying 20 kg of ammonium phosphate and 40 kg of superphosphate per hectare. Ammonium phosphates and superphosphate, at the same time potassium fertilizers, are making plant more stronger and preventing pest infestation. Next technique is the trash mulching or earthing off. Trash mulching or earthing off is done 1 month after planting in sugarcane. This technique helps in reducing the early stem borer attack, that is Chiloanthus cutellus. This method creates a physical barrier between crop and pest and disrupt the pest access to the plant and promoting healthier growth and minimize the damage to the crop. Next, alleys in paddy. Alleys are nothing but gaps. See, this is the gap. Here, this is the gap. Alleys are created by leaving a gap of 0.5 meter for every 5 meter width of paddy field. For every 5 meter width of paddy field, we are leaving a gap of 0.5 meter. That is the space or gap, that is the alleys in paddy. What is the use of this alleys? These gaps improve aeration, light penetration, creating an environment less favorable for insect pest attack. Like brown plant hopper is very good managed by creating alleys in the paddy. Some other cultural methods: puddling in rice field can manage rice mealybug. High seed rate can reduce sorghum fruit fly. That is 5 to 6 kg of seed per hectare is good in case of sorghum in order to manage sorghum fruit fly. Here we are eliminating infested plant parts and infested seedlings. So growing our high seed rate sowing is somewhat good, so that we can thin out that damaged seedlings and maintain healthy optimum plant population in the sorghum field. Earthing off. Performing earthing off after the second weeding in case of cotton and sugarcane can manage cotton stem weevil and sugarcane early shoot borer respectively. Detrashing and burning. Removing and burning of infested plant part in sugarcane help in managing whiteflies and scales. Destruction of alternate host and weeds manage so many pests in various crops. Topping or clipping, that is cutting off the tip of the rice saling, help in managing rice stem borer infestation. Avoid rattooning in case of sugarcane and cotton can manage the pest associated with the ratoon system. Let's see the advantages of cultural method. Cultural methods are very simple, easy to understand and implement on farms. These cultural methods are eco-friendly, they are completely environmentally safe, low cost. Since this method uses existing farm practices, there is no need of external inputs. That's why these are of low cost. Adaptability. These methods are easy for adaptation, at the same time integration with the other methods of IPM. See the disadvantages associated with the cultural method. This method has limited scope because this method may not be effective against all type of insect pests. This method require integration of other IPM method to achieve optimum results. In this method, we can't see the result immediately, but there is a result. That result occurs gradually. Ineffective in case of pest outbreak. When pest population are extremely high, then these cultural methods are ineffective, and this method requires a more aggressive control methods. These cultural methods are knowledge intensive. They require a deep understanding of pest biology, behavior for the effective management of the pest. Let's see the objectives related with this topic. What does IPM stand for? Integrated Pest Maintenance, Integrated Pest Management, Intensive Pest Management, or International Pest Monitoring. Here, correct answer is Integrated Pest Management. IPM stand for Integrated Pest Management. According to FAO, IPM is a pest management system that considers genetic modification of the pest, population dynamics and associated environment, complete eradication of the pests, use of chemical pesticides only. Here correct answer is population dynamics and associated environment. According to FAO, IPM is a pest management system that considers population dynamics and associated environment. What techniques and methods are used in IPM? Only biological method, only chemical methods, all suitable techniques and methods, non-suitable methods. Here, correct answer is all suitable techniques and methods. All suitable techniques and methods are used in the IPM. IPM aims to maintain pest infestation level at above economic injury level, its level causing economic injury, below those causing economic injury, that completely eradicate pest. IPM aims to maintain pest population at levels below those causing economic injury. What are the two broad categories of pest control methods? Chemical and physical control, biological and ecological control, natural control and artificial control, preventive and curative control. Here answer is natural control and artificial control. These are the two broad categories of pest control methods. What are the natural controls? Artificial method used to kill pests. Environmental factor that regulate pest population without human intervention. Genetic modification of pests to reduce their survival. Chemical barrier to prevent pest infestation. Here correct answer is environmental factors that regulate pest population without human intervention is the natural control. Which of the following is an example of a natural control? Spraying chemical insecticide, introducing genetically modified organism, cold temperature reducing pest survival, using pheromone traps to confuse pests. Here correct answer is cold temperature reducing pest survival. Cold temperature reducing pest survival is an example of a natural control. How do geographic barrier function as natural control? By increasing pest reproduction, by preventing the spread of the pest to new areas, by increasing pest migration, by eliminating all pests in a specific area. So correct answer is by preventing the spread of the pest to new areas. By preventing the spread of the pest to new areas, geographical barrier function has a natural control measure. Which of the following is not a natural control method? Mountain acting as a geographic barrier, cold temperature limiting pest survival, predator or parasite reducing pest population, application of synthetic pesticide. Here correct answer is the application of synthetic pesticide. Application of synthetic pesticide is not a natural control method. What are the artificial controls? Environmental factor that naturally regulate pest populations. Human-made products or processes to modify pest behavior, distribution or physiology. Natural enemies acting without human intervention. Only chemical method to eliminate pest. Here correct answer is human-made products or processes. Human-made products or processes to modify pest behavior, distribution or physiology are the artificial controls. Control method based on the timing of action are classified as biological and mechanical method, preventive and curative measures, chemical and physical method, natural and artificial control. So based on timing of action, these are of two types, that is preventive and curative measures. What are preventive measures? Action taken to address an existing pest problem. Action taken after pest population exceed economic threshold. Action taken to prevent pest problem before they occur. Action that involve only natural control method. Here correct answer is C. Action taken to prevent pest problem before they occur are the preventive measures or the prophylactic measures. Which of the following is an example of a preventive measure? Applying pesticide after pest damage is observed, growing pest-resistant crop varieties, removing infested plant during an outbreak, using biological control after pests have multiplied. Here correct answer is growing pest-resistant crop varieties is an example of a preventive measure. What are the curative measures? Action taken to prevent pest problem. Action taken to enhance a natural control factor. Action taken to address the existing pest problem. Action that delay pest management indefinitely. Here correct answer is action taken to address existing pest problem is the curative measure. Which of the following is an example of a curative measure? Spraying pesticide after observing pest damage, rotating crop to reduce a pest build-off, using pheromone traps before pests appear, applying fertilizer to boost plant health. So here correct answer is A. Spraying pesticide after observing pest damage is an example of a curative measure. How does crop rotation help in pest management? It increases pest population by providing more food sources. It disrupts the life cycle of pests specialized to certain crops. It eliminates the need for resistant crop varieties. It provides habitat for pests during the off season. Here correct answer is it disrupts the life cycle of pests specialized to certain crop. Crop rotation helps in pest management by disrupting the life cycle of pests specialized to certain crops. What is the barrier method in pest control? Planting resistant crop varieties, treating seed with insecticides, using physical barriers like nets or fences to prevent pests from reaching crops, rotating crops between season. Here correct answer is using physical barriers like nets or fences to prevent pest from reaching the crop is a barrier method in pest control. Which of the following is the simplest component of IPM? Biological practices, cultural practices, biotechnological practices, chemical practices. Here correct answer is the cultural practices. Cultural practices is the simplest component of IPM. What do mechanical practices in IPM involve? What do mechanical practices in IPM involves? Use of crop rotation and sonidation to manage pest. Use of traps, hand picking, or mechanical barriers to control pests. Application of natural predator or parasites. Use of synthetic pesticide for pest control. Here correct answer is use of traps, hand picking or mechanical barrier to control pests is the mechanical practices in IPM. Which of the following is an example of a physical practices or practice in IPM? Using light trap to attract and trap insects, using resistant crop varieties, releasing predators to control pest population, spraying chemical pesticide. Here correct answer is using light traps to attract వస్తున్నా వస్తున్నా Here, using light traps to attract and trap insect is the example of a physical practice in IPM. What is the role of regulatory practices in IPM? Controlling pest through cultural methods like crop rotation, controlling pest population by introducing predators, preventing the introduction and spread of the pest through quarantine and legislation, using traps and barriers to manage pest. Your correct answer is C. Preventing the introduction and spread of the pests through quarantine and legislation is the role of regulatory practices in IPM. Which of the following is an example of biological practice in IPM? Spraying pesticide to kill pests, releasing natural enemies like parasiticide and predators, using genetic modification in crops, setting off physical barriers to block pests. Your correct answer is releasing natural enemies like parasitides or predator is an example of biological practices in IPM. When should chemical practices be used in IPM? Has the first line of defense against pests only when pest population exceed the economic threshold level, whenever pests are observed regardless of their population, to replace all other IPM component. Here correct answer is B. When should chemical pesticide practices be used in IPM? Only when pest population exceed the economic threshold level, then we have to use chemical practices for their management. Which of the following is a biotechnological practice in IPM? Spraying chemical insecticide on crops, breeding pest-resistant crop varieties through genetic engineering, using pheromone traps for pest monitoring, hand-picking a visible pest. Here correct answer is B. Breeding pest-resistant crop varieties through genetic engineering is a biotechnological practice in IPM. Which rice variety is susceptible to both BPH and gall-midge? BPT 5204 Masuri, JGL 1798 Jagityal Sannalu, MTU 2077 Krishnaveni, Sumati RNR 18833. Here correct answer is BPT 5204 Masuri. It's a variety susceptible to both BPH and gall-midge. What is the specific characteristic of MTU 1010 cotton Dorasannalu? Resistance to gall-midge, tolerance to BPH, susceptible to BPH, resistance to whitefly. Here correct answer is tolerant to BPH. Is the specific characteristic of MTU 1010. What are natural controls? Artificial method used to kill pest. Environmental factor that regulate pest population without human intervention. Genetic modification of pest to reduce their survival. Chemical barriers to prevent pest infestation. Here correct answer is B. Environmental factors that regulate pest population without human intervention is natural control. Which rice varieties are resistant to brown plant offer MTU 2067, MTU 2077, IR64, BPT 5204, MTU 1010, JGL 384, Sureka, Potana, Sumati, none of the above. Here correct answer is option A, M2U, MTU 2067, MTU 2077, IR64 are resistance to brown plant hopper. What is a phenological asynchrony in the context of pest management? Synchronizing the life cycle of crop and pest to control pest population, adjusting the crop cycle to disrupt the food supply of pests, using chemical pesticides to repel pests, introducing natural predators to control pests. Here correct answer is adjusting the crop cycle to disrupt the food supply of the pest is the phenological asynchrony. What is the term used by Painter to describe the mechanism where early planting helps plants evade pest attack due to environmental factors? Phenological resistance, pseudo-resistance, biological control, genetic resistance. Here, correct answer is pseudo-resistance. Pseudo-resistance is the term used by Painter to describe the mechanism where early planting helps the plant to evade from the pest attack. How does early planting of rice in Kharif or late planting in Rabi help in pest control? It reduces infestation by the paddy stem borer. It prevents attack by the pod fly. It avoids damage from the sunhemp hairy caterpillar. It eliminates the risk of gall midges damage. Here correct answer is A. It reduces the infestation by the paddy stem borer. Early planting of rice in Kharif, late planting in Rabi reduces the infestation by the paddy stem borer. Adjusting the sowing or planting time of the crop. Adjusting the sowing or planting time of the crop is an example of which type of pest control method? Cultural method, biological method, chemical method or mechanical method. Here correct answer is the cultural method. Adjusting the sowing or planting time come under cultural method. What is the primary purpose of a trap crop? To increase the yield of the main crop, to repel pests from the field entirely, to attract pests away from the main crop for easier control, to serve as a physical barrier against pests. Here correct answer is C. Correct answer is C. To attract pests away from the main crop for easier control is the primary purpose of a trap crop. What is the primary benefit of trash mulching or earthing off applied 1 month after planting sugarcane? Increases the growth rate of the sugarcane, reduces early stem borer attack, improves soil fertility, enhances the color of sugarcane leaves. Here correct answer is reduces early stem borer attack. Earthing off reduces early stem borer attack. How does a trash mulching or earthing off help protect sugarcane from early stem borer attack? By attracting natural predator of the pest, by creating a physical barrier that disrupt pest access to the plant, by increasing the nutritional content of the soil, by increasing rapid shoot growth that overshadow pest. Here correct answer is B. By creating a physical barrier that disrupt pest access to the plant. This is the trash mulching or earthing off help in case of sugarcane. How does proper irrigation help in pest control for crops? It attracts beneficial insects. It ensures healthy, a vigorous plant growth that are more resistant to insect damage. It increases the population of natural predators. It decreases water usage for the crop. Here correct answer is B. Proper irrigation helps in pest control for the crop by ensuring healthy, vigorous plant that are generally more resistant to insect pest damage. Which pest infestation can be reduced by regular rainfall or overhead irrigation in tree fruits, aphids, two-spotted spider mites, mealybug, or fruit fly? Here correct answer is two-spotted spider mites. So a regular rainfall or overhead irrigation in tree fruits is managed to spotted spider mite, that is Tetranynchus urticae. What is the effect of flooding field? What is the effect of flooding fields on pest control? It kills the beneficial insect in the field. It helps control pests like paddy cutworm, swarming caterpillar, and ragi cutworms by floating them off the plant. It increases the population of pests like brown plant hopper. It enhances the growth of the plant. Here correct answer is B. What is the effect of flooding field on pest control? It helps control pests like paddy cutworm, swarming caterpillar, and raki cutworm by floating them off the plants. Which of the following pests rely on water for movement and can be controlled by draining the paddy fields? Root knot nematode, brown plant hopper and paddy caseworms, mealybugs and aphids, caterpillars and whiteflies. Here correct answer is brown plant hopper and paddy caseworm. So these pests rely on water for their movement and can be controlled by draining the fields. What is one of the key advantage of cultural method in pest control? They require complex technology. They are easy to understand and implement on farms. They are only suitable for large-scale farms. They lead to high cost for farmer. Here correct answer is this cultural method key advantage is they are easy to understand and implement on farms. How do cultural method in pest control impact the environment? They use harmful chemicals. They are eco-friendly and avoid harmful chemicals and toxins. They pollute water resources. They increases the use of synthetic pesticide. Here correct answer is B. How do cultural method in pest control impact the environment? They are eco-friendly and avoid harmful chemicals and toxins. What is the cost advantage of using cultural method in pest control? They require significant investment in new equipment. They incur little to no additional expenses for farmer. They need continuous purchase of external inputs. They require costly training program for farmer. Here correct answer is B. They are very cheap. They incur little to no additional expenses for farmer. Which of the following is a limitation of cultural method in pest control? They are effective against all type of pests. They are effective only during pest epidemics. They may not be effective against all type of insect pests, especially in large or diverse pest population. They provide immediate and visible results. So here correct answer is they may not be effective against all type of insect pests, especially in large or diverse pest population. How does it take to see the result of cultural method? Results are immediate and easy to measure. The benefits are often gradual and may not produce visible result quickly. Results are evident within a few days. Results are always immediate and clear. Here correct answer is B. The benefits are often gradual and may not produce visible results quickly. When are cultural method likely to be effective in pest control? When are cultural method likely to be ineffective in pest control? During pest outbreak, when pest population are extremely high, when pest population are low, in fields with adequate irrigation, in areas with minimal pest presence. Here correct answer is A. During the pest outbreak, when pest population are extremely high, then these cultural methods are ineffective. What knowledge is required for successful application of cultural method in pest control? Only basic knowledge of farming, deep understanding of pest biology and behavior, knowledge of high-tech pest control tools, no specific expertise is needed. Here, correct answer is deep understanding of pest biology and behavior is needed in case of cultural method of control. So that's all from my side and thank you all of you. Thank you and bye.